Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, when's the last time you had a dream that felt so real that it could have been real and maybe it's another personality that you're hiding inside of you?
And one time I woke up and my jaw was broken, but then it wasn't.
You looked real fucking deformed in that scene.
Oh man, it was so weird. And I'm pretty sure you can't just like your jaw back and
Jaw's fixed. Well, when you've been blessed by an Egyptian god, I suppose you can. Today, guys, we're talking about Moon Knight. It just happened.
Quick review. What do you got?
I'm excited for the world to come from this. The costume looks fucking amazing, but we already knew that from the trailer. The actor seems fun. And Ethan Hawke plays an immensely wonderful villain, as always.
Yo, Ethan Hawke, I feel like he's not respected enough as an actor.
I think he's
a good actor.
He's like the new Ray Liotta for me. Not that Ray Liotta is old enough to be like the new Ray Liotta, but he's just really good at being a bad guy. Like, I would prefer all Ethan Hawke's roles just be villain.
And Oscar Isaac, I also greatly enjoy. You know, I will say though, I miss the time in our lives where we just got a new guy to do some stuff. You know what I mean?
Accurate.
We took a risk on a newbie, and we threw him in, and he nailed it. Wow. What happened to that? What happened to then?
But why would you need a new? You have Poe Dameron.
Oscar Isaac, correct. I mean, can we get someone under 30 who's not Tom Holland?
Can we get someone that doesn't pass for a white guy on the white guy scale?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Give into it.
Yeah, you know, I like him. I liked him with Poe. I liked him in this. I miss the time where we took a chance on someone. Like Miss Marvel, we're taking a chance on someone new. And I feel like it's kind of getting shit on because of it. Obviously, WandaVision couldn't be someone new. Obviously, Loki couldn't be someone new. Even though we brought in new people.
I think Miss Marvel's getting shit on more because of the whole power thing, but...
Yeah, but I don't know. Also, not white and female and toxic. But, like the shows that obviously can't be a new actor or actress, obviously, right? You can't. It can't be like in the movies, Falcon Anthony Mackie, but in the Disney Plus show, it's like Marlon Wayans, right? You can't just pop in a new person for the shows and not for the movies. That makes perfect sense. But when you have the opportunity to pull in a new guy, pull in a new guy.
That's fair.
Also, on the other hand, I do see the point in, like, let's get this amazing guy into the MCU. Like, that does not fall deaf on me.
He did end his other Disney trilogy, so we gotta bring him into a new one.
Not by dying, so he can still come back.
That's fair.
I don't like... Maybe it's the recycling of actors that they're doing. Not that that's not a tale of the oldest time, and we're not here about that either. But, you know, let's pop you from Star Wars to this. You need a voice of Pixar character? I got you here.
I think it's a matter of knowing people. Like, we always talk about, you get where you get because you know people. Like, that's a good chunk of how you get there. And so, like, you do a really good job working with a producer or a director, and they're like, hey, I got this guy that's working on a project. He'd be fucking perfect for it. Kind of situation. But,
what's his name? Coulson? What's Coulson's real name?
Old Agent Coulson.
Greg, Clark,
The new old
Greg.
Christine.
Yeah. New old Christine. You are not wrong. he got the job as Coulson because Jon Favreau was his neighbor. I don't know if I've ever said that on here, but Jon Favreau was his neighbor, and he was like, "I'm directing this Iron Man movie. You want to be in it?" And he's like, "Yeah, all right."
And now he's a fucking comic book character. So, you know.
Yep. He's made it to the pages. Anyway,
Moon Knight. We're talking about Moon Knight.
talking about the Moon Knight. I liked what I saw. I didn't get to see a bunch because we skipped it. But what I did see,
what did
I
you
enjoyed.
skip?
Well, I mean, it wasn't my choice. It was like, fight's over.
Oh, fair. I see what you're saying. I'm like, what did you skip and why? So we saw some images of who's supposed to be Khonshu, which is the Egyptian god of the moon and the traveler who brings Moon Knight back to life in the comic books. He died and then gets brought back to life and thus is indebted to him. Kind of like, I guess, Silver Surfer is the herald for...
Or also an alien, or also all made up in his head.
Fair.
Those are all options that it could be.
That is fair.
Of how Moon Knight exists.
It seems like we're going the Egyptian god route.
It does.
We're met with Ethan Hawke, who is a servant of Emet, and their right and justice for all. You know what? Hold on. We come across a lot of villains and heroes now, or quote unquote heroes, that are really set on this justice by any means. Like, just strictly black and white justice. There is no line. Yeah. Like, it's like...
it seems like you're going to do something bad later, so dead now. You know what's funny, too, is like, this show didn't mention any MCU. And I heard that it's supposed to be very self-contained. But it wasn't like, remember that time when everybody disappeared for 5 years? Or like, remember the green guy? And, you know, stuff like that. Like, it didn't make any kind of reference
and maybe
to anything.
Maybe that'll come up later.
Maybe. But I also heard that this isn't supposed to be like the everybody pops up in this one and shit like that.
I would be 100% okay with it.
Yeah.
I would be fantastic if... I'd feel so much better, actually, I think, if we didn't let Moon Knight touch anything, and we treated this like our first ever new quote-unquote Netflix that's not Netflix series.
Yeah.
Like, we just...
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the... Because it's so hard now to watch anything MCU and, like, not have to have watched, 24 movies and 3 TV shows. So it'd be cool if...
And they've got to be running into an issue that, is tale as old as time, continuity errors. When you exist for 100 years, like comic books have, you have continuity errors. And now the MCU's put out 20 years worth of movies, and a good chunk of them, there was a time where they weren't 100% positive there was going to be an extended universe. Thus, there are some continuity issues.
Not to mention, like, at some point you're going to be retconning things left and right, right? We already retconned things with Mysterio. Like, it shouldn't be sustainable what they're doing. It's working, obviously, and they've got bukus of money, but it can't work forever.
Well, and that's
at some point this train's going to fall apart.
That's got to be why we're pushing the multiverse and why we're pushing shows on Disney Plus that aren't MCU oriented. So, like, we have Moon Knight, we have Miss Marvel, we have She-Hulk. Those are the 3 off the top of my head that are going to be coming out or are out that are 100% on their own, not anything to do with the MCU. And so we've got to be building our secondary universes. And then we have the multiverse, which will pull us away as well.
But even so, She-Hulk has to do with the Hulk, and Ms. Marvel's going to do with Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, this is the only one where you really don't have to use anyone else to explain the story. It's going to be its own thing. And that's fair because the other two are obviously based off of a specific character.
Right. Well, and he's a interesting enough character, and not of Guardians of the Galaxy caliber of what the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
but like a decent level of what the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of fandom behind Moon Knight, although I imagine there will be an ass ton now.
I've always been a fan of Moon Knight.
Um,
You just started watching this show. Get ready for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Get ready for that, everybody. Thanks.
There's a lot of gatekeepers out there. You guys want to express your opinions freely, feel free to do down below because we don't care. I mean, we care about your opinion, but we don't care if it's not rooted in years of history of comic books. But okay, so I know it's Disney, so I already expected it, but graphics were immensely better than most shows that I've watched superhero wise. Keep in mind, the last show I watched was season 2 of Stargirl, so ouch. But
in some parts, there were some cars going up the cliff that looked a little funny.
I didn't know that, but all right, that's fair.
But no, like him at the end with the fight, yeah, that all looked really good.
Yeah, we got a small fight of,
and maybe that's where the budget went. Maybe it's like fuck that fucking car that's going up the side. It's in like 2 frames. Just get this down.
And we saw at the very end we see him Moon Knight. We finally get to see Moon Knight in his costume, and he's just beating the shit out of one of Emet's minions.
To the point where I tried to run away, and he's like, "Oh, you don't, you get back here."
And you just then it like pans in on him just walloping on this little dog, well, not little, but this big demon dog, and it was good. Nothing like losing giant chunks of your memory.
Did you ever see Venom?
The new one or the first one or the second one?
Either.
Oh, the first one.
It gave me a little bit of Venom vibes with the conversation back and forth. I don't, in a good way. I didn't mind it. It was that kind of plus maybe some Fight Club ish type vibe.
Well, I don't believe in all the iterations, and now again, not a Red professional. I don't believe in all the iterations but I believe in at least 1 or 2 he does.
I've read 16 of his comics, so I feel like I can speak very freely on any of this.
I feel like there's at least 1 to 2 iterations of him that exist that he has schizophrenia. So, like, this is a decent representation of multiple personalities on screen. I guess it's interesting.
Yeah. Did you like his sleep preparation? I thought that was interesting.
I did enjoy it. It was much like a werewolf.
Yeah, but then what does it matter when you just wake up and leave anyway? Apparently.
Fair. I really enjoyed the hey Mark, if you don't take over this body, I'm gonna kill you both. So it's interesting, like how his subconscious is fighting something that's happening that he doesn't know is happening.
Right. Also, when he asked out the girl he worked with, it was Mark. So there's Mark Spector, which is the badass, and there's Stephen Grant, who is the chump, the Viking rom-com. I'm late for work, get coffee and trip and spill it, and that guy. Mark asked the girl out. Did Mark use an English accent when he asked the girl out? And nobody questioned the fact that the accent change was over?
I assumed it was all over text message because he had her phone number.
That's fair. It could have been.
And he wasn't smart enough to hide his phone. There has to be something behind it. I have to imagine it's an Easter egg of some sort, by the way, because he was scrolling through all the missed calls, and then there was just one name that stood out that wasn't Lydia.
Duncham?
That sounds right.
I googled it, but I don't know how much you want to get into stuff. Like, there's speculation, and there's like, hey, that's Agatha the witch. You know what I mean? Like, so for anybody who doesn't want to see anything coming like that,
That's fair.
It is a character. They have been cast. I won't say what significance they have, because who knows if they're even going to follow what the comic did, right?
Fair. They don't like to follow everything the comics.
Right. I will say, Ethan Hawke's character, Arthur Harrow, is a super minor villain. And I bring that up because it could mean one of two things. One is it's not the main bad guy, right? So it's another bad guy. He says he works for someone, but that all could be horseshit too. Who knows? Or they're taking a character that doesn't have a lot of comic book backstory. That way they can do whatever the fuck they want, and nobody can be like, that's not accurate to the comics because in this one he put shards of diamond in his shoe and not glass.
They did that one time.
Well, apparently it was Ethan Hawke's idea, by the way. The sandals with the glass and the song and all that.
Interesting.
It's nice because they could take liberty with this character because who could tell me he's not? Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say the Marvel, John Favreau, in fact, took liberty on a character one time, and it went really well. His name was the Mandarin.
Yep. It only took 20 movies after to fix that. You know what's funny? I don't know if we talked about this before too, but the Mandarin was supposed to be in Iron Man 1. It was supposed to be Iron Man's like villain in the first movie. That's why he got kidnapped by the Team Rings and all that stuff. And everybody was like, I don't want to get into that. And so they just didn't do it at all. And they switched the villain.
But overall review, it seems like a really good show. Obviously, Disney's doing their thing with the once a week. So suck it. Yeah. We're back into fucking normal TV, guys.
Really, they're giving us a solid 6 episodes is what they're doing. No. I figure what we can do with this and with Halo is we can watch the first episode and then come back at the very end and see if our opinions changed on it or not. Also, Steven listens to podcasts, so maybe I've not heard anything yet from anybody, but maybe we'll get a call. Okay. But yeah, I enjoyed everything I saw.
Yeah, no, I think it was really good. I think it was an interesting introduction to anybody that does. So like you have to be really worried about that when doing anything for Disney Plus or Disney in general. And MCU's been really good about it, that they've made really good introductory content for anybody that doesn't know anything.
Mm-hmm. Except Spider-Man, get your ass in there. You're on the team now. Don't worry about it.
In fairness, it was done, 2 times before with 5
movies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, everyone who has powers that can do stuff should do stuff. Go.
Yeah,
go.
Basically.
Get out the door.
But no, I mean, I think they make it interesting enough for people that aren't there because of the. Katie liked it, and I would say that Katie's not a Moon Knight fan. I don't know that she knew Moon Knight existed.
Next San Diego Comic-Con, she's going. I did. Was it you that sent me that Moon Knight joke on TikTok?
No.
It was like.
Oh, I did. That everybody's gonna be dressed up in white ropes and it's gonna look like a fucking clan meeting. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I liked everything I saw, all the way down to the fucking Motorola Razr. Everything looked great. Remember that phone? I had that phone.
I would love to understand why the fish grew a fin back.
Fuck, it could be a new fish. Who knows?
Fair. Mark could have just gotten a new fish. He's like, I ate the other one. Sorry.
Well, or you know what? It's like, oh, I was gone for fucking 4 days. I don't know how long goldfish can last without food, but it could have just died. And you'd be like, fuck it, another fish. Here you go. Yeah, you know what? That makes the most sense because the girl was like, what I told you when you came in here last time. And he's like, I've not been here. Poor him. He finally gets a date with the hot girl. And
now she tells him never to talk to him again.
Yep.
Yeah, what a weird world to just miss 4 days at a time or just giant chunks of your day.
Well, and he's vegan, right? And he was like, just give me a fucking steak. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. As far as I know, I'm losing my mind. whatever. I'm dying anyway, apparently.
I'm so
Let me get
glad
a
you brought
steak.
that up. Never in any world ever that anything ever exists is the default for ordering a steak well done. Fuck that waiter.
Well,
Fuck
to
that
be
waiter
fair,
hard.
he said, how do you want it cooked? And he said, good. So he's like, all right, that's well done, then, I guess.
Medium well at most.
Look, the waiter
Obviously, you
knows
just
he's
go with
losing his
medium.
mind, too. I don't know.
He's
If
like,
I'm a
I want the
vegan,
best steak. And he's like, center fillet. Come on, dog. If you're an actual steakhouse, like a nice steakhouse, you have something better. Get me something.
what about overseas? Does that change anything?
English don't know how to fucking anything. That's right. That's an attack on you, England.
But yeah, I imagine as a vegan, please don't bring me something still red.
Fair. But the waiter
I
didn't know that they were
will.
vegan, but
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
know. I'm saying, like, I will throw all this up everywhere the moment it hits my lips.
Let us know what you guys thought about the Moon Knight down below. You guys can also reach out to us if you guys want us to cover anything else, talk about anything else. If you want to come on the show, send us a message. Let us know. You guys can reach out to us on our social medias. What are those social medias, Gleeve?
We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no eyes, the word friendship. All eyes go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Friendship Supreme, or you can just go to friendship.supreme@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts there. But no hate mail. Michael reads everything everyone submits.
And I take it to heart.
Yeah.
I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. Did you just throw the gun? Like, I don't know. I panicked. I'm scared.